Oh, what he's buying right now, MTG Finance. Yeah, I want to buy some fetches too.
What's up, everyone? It's December, and we have mail to go through. We have a bunch of it. It's been piling up. I really want to
Oh
get
no.
this out before the holiday, so we're going to talk about a bunch of mail that I've been purchasing. We're going to go over the December version of what I'm buying, and the video starts now. Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel for Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat. Hello. Welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. Welcome to another episode of Drake and Josh do Magic. I am Drake. I'm going to be your host today. We're going to be talking
Right here.
Magic the Gathering cards that I'm buying. If you like these videos, click like and subscribe. It's a great way to support the channel. If you want to get involved on a deeper level, head on to Patreon. The link is in the description of the video. What have I been buying? There's some Modern Horizons 2 stuff in here. There's some Adventures in the Forgotten Lands stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to talk about what I've bought, how much I paid for it, and my thought process. Let's just talk about some cards. So first things first. We have a bunch of copies of Laid to Rest foil. Price point on these was 25 cents.
Interesting. Foil. Okay.
We don't need
What are they? Whenever a human you control dies, draw a card. Whenever a creature you control with a +1 on it dies, you gain 2 life. I mean, it is a good card because when your little humans die, you get to refuel your hand with humans. So it's very playable. And then it says you gain life. So that's good if your army with +1s gets you life. But it's just so human centric. You know, it's not like whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card, which would be fantastic. But I think you're still gonna make some cash if it's 25 cents for a foil. Not a foil rare, you know, but it's still a foil.
Over all of them. I think I bought 16 of these
Hey.
at 25 cents a piece. Laid to Rest. Whenever human you control dies, draw a card. Whenever creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it dies, you gain 2 life. So think of cards like
What the fuck is going on?
Viridian Revel, all the way back from Scars of Mirrodin. It took a while for a card like this to take off. I think that this card, even though higher
Well, I mean, whenever an artifact went to an opponent's graveyard, you may draw a card. Even this, I haven't seen much of.
mana value, I think it's really strong. In a Humans Matters EDH, a lot of the stuff we talk about on this channel comes from the lens of Commander. So from a Commander standpoint, in a Humans Matters, Counter Matters type strategy, because they're very difficult to deal with. Next we have Curse of Hospitality, and let's get this off of here. We'll go ahead and talk about the card a little bit. I really like Curse of Hospitality, and the reason that I do, what did I pay for this?
Curse of Hospitality. Enchant player. Creatures attacking enchanted players have trample. It's a rare. Already that's fine. You know, that's fine. I like it. And then in red, right? So it's really putting pressure in red. I like it. I think it's a lot of damage, right? So red in Commander wants to do a lot of damage with their cards. That's the goal. You don't want to just do 3 and 2 and 1, and you want to be able to do 20, you know, with one card. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchant player, that player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, that creature's controller may play that card, and they may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. So are you playing their spell or your spell? Whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library. So the enchanted player exiles cards, and then you get to play their spells. I think that's great. Is that a mythic?
This is
Not a mythic.
$1.25 each. So enchant creatures attacking an enchanted.
I think there's definitely an option if you want to invest in red in Magic, because red in Commander I don't think is that popular because it's not that stompy. So maybe at some point we'll get a critical mass of red cards that just fucking blast each other, like every player, and like I think it may be worth it, and then your investments are really gonna go up
Player have trample. Okay, so that's pretty cool.
for what it's
Whenever
worth. But it's really a dead investment until that happens.
player, that player exiles the top card of their library until end of turn. That creature's controller
Unless they're just playable cards like this.
and they may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. So this
Cool,
is a
cool spell, by the way.
curse that is going to shut down, in my opinion, like the sweatiest player at the table. This is a way to turn off their combo pieces if you exile them. Everybody who attacks this player is incentivized. Very cheap entry point here, only $1. A lot of the stuff that I buy in this series, there's specs. Sometimes I buy stuff for the collection, but a lot of the time I'm buying it with the intention of trading the cards in the future once they've gone up in value. It's a pretty good way to get a target off of you and send it at somebody else. I like this card a lot. I think people are sleeping on it. Again, nothing on this channel is financial advice. Now, I actually did make a short about these, so before anybody calls me out and they're like, you front loader, you made a short
What is that?
about how you like this card. Yeah, I mean, the needle hasn't moved on it.
3 tap, add 1 mana of any color. That's really normal. It's a common. 2 tap, exile target card from a graveyard. Ugh. This isn't replacing anything that's already good at that in your sideboard. So what are you doing with that?
It's still a 25-cent foil. I picked up
A foil.
a play set of foils here, again, like I just said, at 25 cents. I really like this mana rock. A lot of people in EDH, they like the Thought Vessels, they like the Signets. You know, 2-cost mana rocks are very good, but I actually do think that there's a place for 3-cost mana rocks, especially when they have a really good ability like this exile target card from the
Where?
graveyard for 2. Now, if you have this open, if someone's trying to combo off, maybe they play like a Yawgmoth's Will, maybe they cast some sort of, you know, Eternal Witness targeting, whatever, you can, in response, exile the card that they're targeting. So, I mean, this is a really interesting card. This is the first time ever we've seen this effect on a mana rock. I really like this card. And again, it's only a 25
That's
cent
really
card. Nothing on
niche.
this channel is financial advice. It's all for the purpose of entertainment. This is just what I'm buying. I'm sharing it with you. Don't copy my buys. Don't.
I think I'm gonna restart my
Do whatever
PC
you
just to
want.
make
Do your own
sure.
research. I'm just talking to you about what I like. On to the library. 1 white, 1 other. Again, enchantments.
Oh, what is this? A full art for 2, man. Potential enchantment for 2. Whenever a creature an opponent controls, is that mythic?
Enchantments. A lot of.
Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 token with flying. I mean, if you get to kill their creatures, it's already good. And then you're like, here's my 1/1s. I don't know, man.
Of artifacts on videos like this that I make. These are my favorite permanent types. Historically in Magic the Gathering, these are the permanent types that go up in value the most. They are the most difficult to deal with. Whenever a creature
Let's
in
try,
a dies, you may pay 1, and if you do, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. This is a card
It's
that
not
I just picked
EA,
up for
what is
around
it?
$2 for the extended art. I think this is a lot of value.
Origin?
If you have mana open and somebody does a board wipe, for example, you know, you can get a little bit of value off of anything that's getting removed. Anytime someone kills something, just pay 1 mana in response to any type of destroy spell. Flying evasion, that's a big deal. You can throw swords on flyers. You can throw big equipment on flyers. Like, flyers are great blockers. I really like Haunted Library, and at $2, it seemed like a no-brainer just to have it for the collection. You're not going to see a lot more of these. This is more so a card that I'm just buying because I wanted to have one in the collection. A couple more honored heirlooms like we talked about. What do we have here?
Interesting.
Quandrix Command.
I used to do
I think
what he does more, and some cards are actually I'm doing okay with, and others are just not moving. But you know, when you can get really cheap cards and now they're full art and shit. Like these have really the potential to fucking like a $1.50 card like this, if no one using it, has the potential to go to $10 easy, you know? Just because it's full art. As soon as people start using it, the full arts are even gonna get a premium.
At 3
An
mana,
instant. Choose
can,
two. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. That's pretty good. No? Put 2+1/+1 counter on target creature. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. Very versatile, dude.
has some potential in the future. I paid $2.19 for the extended art. These commands,
Foil.
3-cost commands specifically, the instant cost 3-cost commands are very, very strong historically. Kolagon's
Yeah.
Prismari command,
Yeah.
Quandrix command, again, I do think has some potential. It has choose to return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Put 2/1/1 counters on target creature. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. So again, like I was just talking about, like Yawgmoth's Will, oftentimes when a player casts that, they're about to combo off. Go target the 3 worst cards with that bottom ability. Make a fight better for, or a battle better for your creature when you go to combat damage with the 2/1/1 counters. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Big enchantment coming out, counter it. And then return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's